evening and welcome once again to another insightful edition of Mediation Matters with Gabriel Onovo, where we unpack the power of alternative dispute resolution (ADR) and how it shapes justice, peace, and conflict resolutions. I am Gabriel Onovo, a chartered mediator, a conflictologist, and a peace consultant, fellow of the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management, and an associate of the Institute of Chartered Mediators and Conciliators. I am your host. And as always, this program is proudly brought to you by GO and Associate Alternative Dispute Resolution ADR Hub, your one-stop center for expert mediation, arbitration, and negotiation and conflict management. If you need professional ADR services, you can call on us. Now, let's talk about alternative dispute resolution ADR. You see, conflict is a part of life, whether in families, workplaces, businesses, or even between nations. But the question is, how do we handle these conflicts? Many people believe the only way to resolve disputes is through the courts. But let's be honest, court cases can be expensive, time-consuming, and sometimes even worsen relationships. That's where alternative dispute resolution ADR comes in. It is a smarter, faster, and more peaceful way of handling disputes. Instead of fighting, ADR helps people talk, understand, and agree. It's like having a neutral person help you sort things out in a way that benefits everyone. Alternative dispute resolution is justice with a human face. This week, the world is celebrating International Women's Day, a time to reflect on the vital role women play in building societies and promoting peace. But let me ask, how often do you see women leading conflict resolution processes? Why are women, despite being naturally peace builders, underrepresented in ADR? Even in our society, in our democratic dispensation, you see less women participating in these processes. How can we change this to create a more inclusive and peaceful society? Now, that's exactly what we'll be discussing today under the topic Empowering Women in Alternative Dispute Resolution, a catalyst for sustainable peace development. And to help us break it down, we have a seasoned expert in the field, Mrs. Deborah Maida Maigari, a chartered arbitrator, an ADR expert, a strong advocate for women's inclusion in peace building, and a passionate educationist. Mrs. Deborah, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Gabriel.
Wow. Let's start with the preamble that we normally have. Now, when we ask, what is alternative dispute resolution, ADR? And today, I want to go the local language in Nigeria, waiting the ADR. When you get query with your brother, with your sister, or with your organization where you work, or with the people when maybe they do business together, instead of make una carry una matter go court, una go find somebody when they call, he will be chartered mediator. Because for this ADR, you get what they call ADR spectrum. That is to say, the different leg when ADR get. We get mediation, we get negotiation, we get conciliation, we get arbitration. So you go ask me, what be mediation? Mediation dey very, very simple. Mediation now when two people get problem, they can't go meet a professional when be the mediator. The mediator now go listen to their problems. You go hear the other person talk, you go hear wetin dey story the other person. Then when the mediator listen to these two people talk, him go come dey help them. He go dey guide them. He no go tell them wetin to do. He go just dey try to dey ask them questions when go dey bring answers for their but from inside their mind. Then he go come help them, he go come guide them, they go come get their solution. Now him be say mediation don do him, mediator don do him work. That is what we call mediation. Now we get conciliation. Conciliation now, like I go say, now him be the elder brother of mediation. Make I put it that way. Now the same thing, two people get problem. They go come meet the person who they call conciliator. When the conciliator hear wetin then they talk, you go hear this person talking on, you go hear the other person talking on. Now the conciliator go come advise them. say this thing one na dey get as problem o, see how una go take solve am. The conciliator go come advise them. Without advice of the conciliator, two of them go come agree, they go come get to a peaceful resolution. Now the difference between conciliation and mediation be say the conciliator fit advise, then we come get negotiation. Negotiation na where two people get problem, the thing dey disturb them. Now just like you and your friend una go dey discuss, una go negotiate something, na be wetin negotiation be. But in this instance, you fit get a professional negotiator. This professional negotiator go help these two people make dem negotiate to an amicable resolution. That is to say, they go come find solution wey sweet their belle. Then we come get arbitration. Arbitration na like wetin you see for court wey they call judge. The arbitrator na him be the judge for this case. Now the arbitrator go come hear these two people when they fight. He go hear wetin Mr. A talk, he go hear wetin Mr. B talk. The arbitrator when be the Mr. C now, he go come say, talk, as I don't hear this una talk now, na Mr. B or na Mr. A, na him suppose get right for this thing. You go come rule. We dey call am say na award. You go come give them the award. Na him be ADR. Thank you very much. So now, Mrs. Deborah, we believe our listeners out there have heard what ADR is all about. But in the spirit of the International Women's Day, you know, women are such important personalities in our lives. Everyone on earth must have had an experience with a woman in his or her life. Is that your mother, your sister? I mean, women are just wonderful. And you know, unfortunately, they are seen, but they are not heard. And we believe in today being the one of the days of the International Women's Day, because we just believe that the month of March is a month for women. We believe that their voices will be heard. Now, Mrs. Deborah, let's start with this. Women have always played peacemaking roles in families, communities, and even national reconciliation efforts. Why then do we still see low representation of women in alternative dispute resolutions?
Thank you for that beautiful introduction, Mr. Gabriel Onovo. Rise and shine, beautiful women. Such a joy for us to have this week to ourselves, celebrating the International Women's Day. It's such a unique one for me. And I'm happy to see the uproar, and everywhere I turn, I see women waking up to say one thing or the other, representing ourselves. Thank you to every platform that has stood out there for the woman. Today, we want to talk about why women are poor. There's a poor representation of women in ADR. Well, it's simple. A lot of people do not even know about ADR. A lot of people have never heard about ADR. And that's why Mr. Onovo on this platform is trying to bring or create awareness to as many as possible, saying that ADR, which is Alternative Dispute Resolution, is obtainable, is available, and is suitable for as many who dare to plunge in and put their hands upon this flower with us so that we can run this race together. So there is low representation for women, because a lot of women are yet to know that there's a center, there's a place for them where they can come to and release the tension, let go of the trauma, and share the burden, you know. So we are calling on all women today to know that ADR is obtainable for you as well as for every other person. But this is Women's Week, so permit us to be a little sentimental to this. Yeah. So women, I'm calling out to you. ADR is available and obtainable for you. Please come. Don't sit down there and just be lost in your pain, in the injustice you're going through and all of that. It's available. Please come.
Wow, that is interesting. Research shows that when women are involved in peace negotiations, the resulting agreements are 35% more likely to last at least 15 years. In your experience, how does having more women in alternative dispute resolution improves conflicts resolution and peace sustainability?
That's a big one. But I really strongly believe, generally, women are being tagged emotional. Generally, people think that women are just too I don't know what word to use now to define women. Give me a
No,
word.
some
you
people
guys.
say soft.
We're too soft, we're too gullible, we're too vulnerable. As though it's not the men that make us that way. It's not because of them we're suffering today. I listened to a woman speak today and she said, we are bedeviled by the men. We are going through menopause, menstruation, men following us all. So I believe that and then it's generally said that what you should give a woman is money. We are here today to say no, it's not just money. Educate a woman. If women are educated, exposed, if awareness is created for the women, I'm sure they'll be able to handle themselves and be able to handle all the conflicts, whether within or outside, that comes around them. So I strongly advise that women should be included in ADR.